Welcome to Therapy Facts with Dr. Jenn. Today we are talking about the therapy facts gleaned from the Kountry Wayne Shannon Sharp interview at Club Shay Shay. Point number 4 is stand on who you are. So, Kountry Wayne talks about losing his mom at age 11 and how she would guide him in correcting his behavior very detailed in a very detailed manner when she was alive. And he said that he realized as an adult that she was guiding his behavior to conform to the men or the man that she would have wanted. And so, in figuring out what his mom wanted for him, he chased that. He knew his mom wanted certain goals and values from him. And so, he has lived his life in trying to honor that. And so, he started off being a dope boy, as he said. And then he decided to use his money to help his rap career. Then he figured out that he was funny and that being a comedian was actually something that was looked upon highly. And so he thought, hey, I know I'm funny. If being funny is what it takes and it can get me out of the streets, then I'm going to use my comedic skill set and I'm going to grow that. He also knew that he was smart. He also had been a legitimate business owner. He said he had clubs that he used his dope money to create and support. And then when he decided to go lawful and do comic work, that he still kept his clubs for a while he was on the road as a comedian, but then he decided to close them. But the point is he went through the steps to discover who he is. And then once he became convinced about who he is, he stands on that. He has used his comedy skills to create skits, is where he started. And then he also has gone on the road. He said he created his own Netflix special, and he also is going to go into doing movies. He is clear about who he is. He is clear about what he does and how he operates in his personal and his social life, his social, personal, and professional lives. So many times people come to therapy because they don't know who they are. They have followed a script that someone else has created for them, very often their moms. So, Kountry Wayne talked about his mom created a script for him, but it was more about goals and values than it was specific goals or specific behaviors. Unfortunately, she didn't live long enough to continue to guide him into adulthood, where she may have had very specific expectations. For example, he had no thoughts about that she would have supported him being in the drug game. And so had she lived, he may never have gone that route. However, he replied or responded to the bigger view that she had of him, to be someone who was responsible, to be someone who took care of his responsibilities, someone who was accountable for his mistakes. And so those are the individual values that she had for him that he currently upholds. However, he took the steps to figure out the individual career path he wanted to take. And so as parents, it's great to have big goals or big values that we hold out for our children. But it's also very, very important to help our children figure out what they are skilled at and then what they like. Sometimes people are very skilled at things that they don't like doing at all. And so those don't always go together. But being able to help our children figure out what they're skilled at, what they like, and then help them close the gap between where they are in that skill set of what they like and where they need to be in order to get to a point where they can be self-supporting is one of the best things we can do for our children. And so when people come into therapy, and by people I do mean adults for the most part, not knowing who they are, being miserable in their careers, even high-paying careers. Many adults live very well and have very high-paying careers but they're miserable. And so then they have to do the work of figuring out who they are and what they like on their own. The good news is, even though they're a little bit late, it's possible. We see every day how adults are learning how to do new things, and even how adults change careers. Hey, I've been a lawyer for 25 years and I hate every bit of it when I really wanted to be a social worker. So guess what? I'm going to go to school to be a social worker. People who, I've been an accountant for 30 years and I hate it. I always wanted to be a nurse. Guess what? I'm going to nursing school. Hey, perfect. That is the perfect way, the perfect response to being an adult who is miserable because you don't know who you are, or you're afraid to stand on who you think you are. Do it. Stand on who you are. Figure out who you are and stand on that. Because again, the role modeling for whoever is looking up to you or looking across to you is priceless. So if you have the courage to figure out who you are and to stand on that, you could be creating a life lesson for everyone in your village.